Hey, what's going on, everybody? Appreciate you stopping by. This episode of Truck Talk, we're going to talk a little bit about Roundup, the infamous weed killer that has shown. There's a lot of evidence out there to shows that it's not good for you at all, cancer causing. There's been some lawsuits that victims have been paid out, and right now, for whatever reason, RFK Jr. and this current administration is trying to provide some protection to Bayer, that owns Monsanto, who developed Roundup. We're going to talk about that, a little bit of update on Iran, and also a late night celebrity seems to call or at least joke around about the assassination of Donald Trump. So let's get into this. So the whole Roundup thing, um, we there's a lot of evidence out there. It's very well known that Roundup is not a good thing for people. I've used it in the past. I've looked at alternative means now, but Roundup is still continued to be used by farms. They will literally come in and spray crops with Roundup of GMO crops, and science has created these genetically modified crops that are not impacted by Roundup. So they'll come in and spray the whole farm, and the crops are not impacted. They're not hurt by the Roundup, but all the weeds and all the grass and stuff like that is impacted. And of course, the food that you may go buy at the grocery store may have Roundup in it, and it certainly got into the groundwater in the area. So it's a huge issue. It's a huge topic that a lot of people feel very strongly about. And for some reason, the EPA has never deemed the active ingredient in Roundup as cancer causing. And Bayer, who bought Monsanto in 2018, says that Roundup does not need a warning label, which is required in by most all the states if it's cancer causing. But the World Health Organization, not the biggest fan of the WHO, they have absolutely found a link, and most all people recognize Roundup is, again, bad and cancer causing. So there was a lawsuit some years back where somebody sued Bayer or Monsanto, I'm not sure which one, and they won, saying that their blood cancer was caused from Roundup. But like I said, this current administration, including RFK Jr., is coming to bat for Bayer, and it's pretty obvious it's because of money. Roundup saves farms billions of dollars every year because of the benefits that it gets from Roundup in growing crops. And if Roundup suddenly disappeared, then their crop production would decrease. So it's not a good thing, because so many people voted for this administration based on the Maha movement, and that there would be significant changes made. And there have been some changes, some positive changes, but this is definitely not in line with the voters. So comment below. What are your thoughts on this? Do you have a different opinion? Do you see something maybe that maybe the danger that comes from Roundup has been inflated? I don't think so, but if you think something different, let me know. Another situation that's come up is with Domino's Pizza. So their performance in the market has they've had very weak sales, And I think that's another indication that the consumer market, although people spend a lot of money on things they don't need to spend the money on, it's beginning to tighten. People are beginning to cut back. And whether it's going to Domino's and picking up a pizza or getting it delivered, even though Domino's continues to do a lot of advertising, their sales have declined. And it's reported that the CEO of Domino's said to expect the same from other fast food chains, a very similar thing. And what's gonna happen when sales decline? They let people go. Now, I know these aren't the highest paying jobs, but these are jobs. So it's just more of a sign for the economy that it's not getting better. Update on Iran says Iran offers to stop blocking the Strait of Hormuz, but with conditions. And I've said this before. We keep hearing that the United States is in control of the strait, that they are blocking Iran from using the strait. Yet the strait is not open, and Iran is coming out saying that they're willing to open it. So I don't know what the truth is. I don't think we know what the truth is, other than if anything is shipping through the strait, it's very, very minimal. I can tell you from personal experience with the industry that I work in that there are materials that are not shipping through the strait, and they have had to be air freighted. And shipping via sea in a container is much cheaper than air freight. So this that was only supposed to last 6 weeks or so is lasting much longer. Now, who knows how much longer it's going to last? We don't know. I will tell you, I paid $4.29 a gallon for gas, and that's the most that I've ever paid. It was $4.19. Now it's $4.29. And comment real quick on fuel. There's a lot of people out there that are talking about how the United States is energy independent. So therefore, the cost of oil and the cost of fuel should not go up for any American citizen. And that's really not how this oil market works. It's a global market. So you have countries that would normally purchase from Iran who they're going to get their oil one way or the other. So they can't get it from Iran. So what are they doing? They're getting it from the United States. They're getting it from other countries. What that has done is it's caused the demand for the existing oil supply to go up. And when the demand goes up and the supply remains the same or decreases, then the price goes up. And that's what's happened. Now, I'm not saying that there's not price gouging. I think there's absolutely price gouging going on. You're going to end up seeing these oil companies making record profits. And, you know, we're stuck holding the bag. We're going to keep paying more. And it may keep going up. And again, that has an impact, short-term and long-term, to the economy. It is it's something that we just don't need. So the other big news story that's going on right now is Jimmy Kimmel made a comment about that Melania Trump looks like an expectant widow. And he said this a few days before the White House correspondent dinner, where, an apparent assassination attempt was made. And there's a lot of outrage and calling for Jimmy Kimmel to be fired. I can't stand the guy. And I think he is a very large cause of the negativity and the division that's happened in the United States. He certainly has not helped anything. And I think if you had somebody from the other side say something like that, they would have been fired. So I think he should be gone. I think people knew exactly what he was saying. He's now coming back and saying, oh, I'm just talking about it because, Trump is, he's older. But, he didn't say that about Joe Biden. He didn't say Joe Biden looks like an expectant, widow. So it's pretty obvious, but for whatever reason, he keeps getting covered by his employees. So that's those are the news stories I was going to talk about, and then I want to talk a little bit about some preparedness items. And my preparedness tip, if you've gotten this far in the video, thanks, I appreciate it. Please hit that like button, share with some like-minded folks, and comment below. It really helps the algorithm in a small channel such as myself. But there's a lot of people out there that are just getting started in preparedness, or they've been involved in it a while. They're not where they want to be. And money is tight. Money is tight for a lot of folks. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. And my tip is you do what you can. And don't get stressed out. If you feel like there's a lot of YouTube channels out there, there's articles, there's magazines, they talk about, all this tactical gear and all these, freeze-dried buckets and a lot of stuff that's expensive. You don't need to go that route. Do the simple things that are very often budget friendly. Just buy a few extra cans of food per week. Go to thrift stores. Go to Facebook Marketplace. I know there's a lot of people who aren't fans of Facebook. I'm not either, but I use Facebook Marketplace a lot. I find some great deals. I bought a small 2,000 watt generator that the guy said didn't work. I bought it for $10. $10. And I cleaned it out, took the air filter out, cleaned it, used a little starter spray. I got it running. And put some fresh gas in it, and now it runs. So there's a lot that you can do with very little money if you're on a budget, but you got to put forth a little bit of effort. Also, people don't talk about freezers as far as food storage go very much. It's all freeze-dried, dehydrated, long-term storage, buckets of rice and stuff, which is all good. But if you have a vacuum sealer that you can vacuum seal meat with, you could store meat for many months and buy it now before prices go up. And if something happens, you'll have that food. Sure, power can go out. Again, that's another part of your preps, alternative power, but power might not go out. So you'll have that food there. And in the freezer, if in case of some kind of shortage or, again, continued inflation, you buy it now less than what it will be later on. So absolutely nothing wrong, but I highly advise vacuum sealing any and all meat and even produce, tomatoes, vegetables and stuff. You can vacuum seal it, put it in there and put it away for another time. And again, Facebook Marketplace, you can probably find vacuum sealers on there, very cheap. Goodwill, places like that. Spend some time, look around, and take advantage. And if you're patient enough, it can pay off in the long run. So that's it for today. I appreciate you stopping by. Again, hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Above all, you guys stay safe. Take care. We'll see you next time.
So I ran from the cities and the noise and lies, found a piece of ground under open skies, hands in the dirt, sweat on my shirt, learning what living's really worth. While crooked men shake hands in rooms, selling souls to corporate suits. Society's sick, but I found the cure. A back road life, honest and pure. They can keep their throne and their golden news. This life out here's my modern exodus. I traded screens for a sunrise, callous palms, blisters, pride, planted seeds where hope was.